In today's world, we all have files and folders that we keep secret from the rest of the world. Maybe they're embarrassing pictures of ourselves, or maybe it's our bank statements or passwords. But what if someone was able to look through your computer's file directory? What if they were able to find these hidden files without your knowledge? You would be mortified. That is exactly what happened to one man when he tried to sell his old laptop on eBay. He didn't think anyone would want to purchase his dusty device, but he was wrong. And when this guy turned on the laptop to show its new owner what it could do, he found something horrible. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we will look at the story of a laptop filled with terrible files. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories just like this one. Let's jump right into the video. The year was 2013 when a man named James decided to get rid of his old Toshiba Tecra A5 a few years before. He had used it as a personal computer for graphic design work but no longer needed it. So he decided to put it up for sale online on the auction website eBay. The laptop had quite a hefty price tag of £289, but given the specifications of the computer, it wasn't out of the ordinary. It had an Intel Core Duo processor and came equipped with Adobe's Creative Suite software, but it was also a pretty old machine by today's standards. So when James received a bid of £60 from a user named Rob Jex, he was confused. He hadn't even listed the laptop 24 hours before receiving an offer that was almost $700 less than his asking price. He thought about accepting the offer but ultimately decided to reject it. Just a few days later, however, another offer came in, this time from a user named Killa Kyle. The offer was only £1 less than Rob Jex, but James accepted it immediately. He couldn't believe how quickly his old laptop had sold. After the transaction was completed, James packaged up the computer and sent it off to Killa Kyle. He had no way of knowing where in the world his laptop was going to end up. All he knew was that the buyer lived in London and hoped that they would use the computer for good. At least he hoped so. A week went by and then another until suddenly Killa Kyle messaged James. He told James that there was a problem with the laptop. It didn't seem to be working properly. James was taken aback by this message because he had personally used the laptop just a few weeks before selling it, and it had been working perfectly fine. He had even reformatted the hard drive to make it easier to sell. So why was the laptop not working now? Killa Kyle continued to explain the issue with the laptop. He said that the device was stuck on a blue screen and wouldn't turn on. He asked James if he could return the laptop, but James refused. There was nothing wrong with the laptop when he shipped it. If there was something wrong with it, it must have happened during shipping. So he offered to pay half the cost of the laptop to fix it. But this did not satisfy Killa Kyle, who demanded a full refund. James told Killa Kyle that he could take him to court, but never heard back from him. He thought the matter was settled and moved on with his life, but he would soon hear back from Killa Kyle. Just 2 months after the initial transaction, James got a call from a local police officer. They informed him that someone had stolen his laptop and demanded a ransom. The thief had threatened to destroy the laptop unless James paid them £300. After learning all of this, James paid the ransom and got his laptop back. When he looked inside the device, he noticed some strange things. There were several documents that shouldn't have been on the computer. These documents were incredibly disturbing and made James feel sick to his stomach. One of the documents was titled How to Create a Bomb, while another was titled Killing People. But the most disturbing thing he saw was a folder labeled Videos. James clicked on the folder and dozens of videos appeared. Each video was titled with names and numbers, but there was no way of knowing what they actually were. Too scared to click on any of the videos, James shut down the laptop and called the police. He explained what had happened to his laptop and showed the officers the videos and documents that had been downloaded onto the device. But the police weren't interested. They told James that since he had already paid the ransom, they wouldn't get involved. James was disappointed but understood their reasoning. Determined to know what was on the laptop, James took the device home and turned it on. When it started up, he immediately went to the Videos folder. With shaking hands, he clicked on the first video. As soon as the video started playing, he regretted his decision. It turned out the videos were recordings of torture. In the videos, you could see people being mutilated and tortured in ways that were too gruesome to describe. It was clear that these people hadn't consented to being recorded. They were clearly being tortured and murdered. It was obvious that the person who stole his laptop was a psychopath. He quickly shut off the laptop and went to the police again. This time, he begged them to help him. But once again, the police denied his request. They told him that they couldn't investigate the matter further because it had nothing to do with him. The police told him that if he didn't like what was on the laptop, he should simply delete it. Of course, this wasn't a simple task. How could James ever sleep at night knowing that he owned such horrible material? Eventually, he gathered up all the courage he had and clicked on the videos. One by one, he watched each video, hoping it would be less gruesome than the last. But every single video was worse than the last. Finally, he had seen enough. He shut down the laptop, deleted the videos, and placed the device in a box. He didn't want anything to do with it anymore. James took the box to a local e-waste recycling center where it was supposed to be disposed of safely. A year passed, and James thought about the ordeal. He couldn't stop thinking about the innocent victims shown in the videos and felt guilty for not doing more to help. He decided to speak out, hoping that his story would raise awareness about cybercrime. He said, "I kept having flashbacks. I would wake up in the night convinced that I was being watched. I became really anxious and depressed. I've experienced online crime before, and I know it's often not taken seriously, but it can have a real impact." Since James's story went public, he has received a lot of support from internet users. Many people have thanked him for speaking out about his experience and raising awareness about cybercrime. Others have criticized the police for not helping him, saying that they should have investigated the matter further. As for Killer Kyle, James's laptop thief, nothing has become of him. Police have been unable to track him down, and it's likely that he will never be caught. This story is a reminder that we should always be careful when dealing with strangers on the internet. It's important to take precautions when sharing personal information or conducting financial transactions online. Who knows what could happen next time you log on to the internet? Now it's time to make your voice heard. Comment below. Do you think the police should have done more to help James? Or do you think they were right to only get involved after he paid the ransom? Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more stories just like this one. See you next time.